Welcome inside TCO Studios. The Vikings have a 4.5-game lead in the NFC North after their 7-1 start to the season. This is Pix Six presented by KFAN, where we ask your fan questions to Vikings players, coaches, and media experts. We ask for your submissions on Twitter at my handle at Tatum Everett. Every Sunday and Monday, I'll ask for questions. You submit them, and we walk around the facility and get those answers. So let's get to that first one. This one is coming to us from Bruce in Apple Valley. He wanted us to ask new Vikings tight end TJ Hockenson, how do you change teams and learn a new scheme quickly? What are some things you plan on doing to speed up the learning process? We caught up with the latest Viking acquisition to get his thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to change teams and learn the scheme and you know, you really need to know the football concepts, gap scheme, wide zone, inside zone, what we're trying to do in the pass scheme, whether it's triangles, spacing, obviously just winning against man. It's all very similar. Like I said, this is my fourth offense I've been in my career. I'm only 4 years in, so I've been in 4 different offenses every year. It's easy to transition if you know what the concept is and know, okay, this is one back power, hey, this is outside zone, this is inside zone, just what they call it, what the terminology is. And that's the easiest thing, and that's the biggest thing that I can say to learn an offense quick and learn a scheme quick.
Seems like the learning process went pretty well for Hockenson, who had 9 catches for 70 yards, the most receptions by an NFL player traded midseason in the first game with their new team. It's pretty impressive. Another impressive question, though, here for number 2. Let's hear from Dale. He asks, what does the team need to do to improve offensive consistency? We always seem to slump in the second and third quarters. Voice of the Vikings, Paul Allen, is here to answer Dale's question.
Dale, fantastic question, because consistency is required to not only win games, but hopefully get to the Super Bowl. And I understand what you're saying about quarters 2 and 3, but do know the Vikings are one of the highest scoring teams in the NFL in the fourth quarter, and they outscore their opposition by quite a few points in the fourth quarter. So that's part of the equation too. But it just involves the fluidity of continuing to morph halfway through the season with an offense that's new to a lot of key players. So the bottom line is, while you work through consistency or lack thereof, find ways to win games, and that's what they're doing.
The Boom is at noon on Sunday. Turn your TVs down and your radios up to listen to PA call the game on Sunday, alongside our next expert, Pete Bursich, the Vikings radio analyst, who's here to answer question number 3. Skull Light asks, what can we take from the Jets game on how to stop Josh Allen's normally dominating performances? Pete?
Thank you, Skull Light, for your question. I think with the Jets game, the main thing is that they had a lot of speed and they were very aggressive on the outside, and they changed up looks quite a bit on Buffalo, but they got Josh Allen uncomfortable. They got pressure on him in the pocket. They didn't allow him to scramble, and when you get some pressure on him, he will make some mistakes. And fortunately for the Jets, he made some bad throws. Now, that's not characteristic of him, but they did a good job forcing the issue and getting Josh Allen uncomfortable.
We're still unsure if Josh Allen will be able to play in Sunday's game after not practicing on Wednesday and Thursday. Let's jump to question number 4. Robert asks, loved the bowling celebration, especially the spinning pin that finally fell. Are these practiced? And who is the leader that decides which celebration? We had to hunt down a guy in the locker room, but Robert, we got Jordan Hicks to answer this one for you.
What's going on? Appreciate the question. The celebrations are actually planned. The bowling one was not, but we do try to celebrate and plan those celebrations ahead of time. Usually the leader of the celebration is either Eric Hendricks or whoever gets the ball first, usually Eric Hendricks.
I'm hearing that the defense is already planning their next celebration. However, they're giving me no details. Let's jump to our next question. It's another Twitter submission, this one from Jay Million. We found Vikings Entertainment Network's Gabe Henderson to answer this question. Will Andrew Booth Jr. get a chance to play against the Bills if Dantzler is out? Gabe, take it away.
Jay Million, appreciate the question. That is a great question because Cameron Dancer, we were not sure if he's going to play on Sunday. But I would say Caleb Evans will probably get the start over Andrew Booth Jr. simply because last week he had a pass breakup, he had a couple of big-time tackles, and he's a guy that you know can go out there and make plays game in and game out, play in and play out. Andrew Booth Jr., I still think he's a cornerback for the future for the Minnesota Vikings team, but I think that waits a week or at least a play until Caleb Evans makes a play that maybe coaches don't want him to. But Caleb Evans is the guy, and he's doing a damn good job so far.
Can't wait to see more from the rookie after his breakout game against the Commanders. It's now time for our final question. It's another Twitter submission. This time, Anthony Lamb wants us to ask Dalvin Cook or Alexander Madison who their favorite running backs growing up were and who inspired them to play football. So we caught up with Alex before practice and really, truly loved this guy's answer.
My favorite running back growing up was Adrian Peterson and Marshawn Lynch. I had two favorite running backs. Those are two of the backs that I always watched, and it's pretty surreal playing against AP and meeting him, and it was pretty wild to just kind of meet my hero. And my brother, my big brother, actually was my inspiration. The reason I started playing football was watching him go out there and play and trying to imitate the stuff that he was doing. And when I was able to, when I was of age to play, I went out there and I played. And it's special to watch him play. And really, now to look at it, he's watching me play, so it's awesome.
Really great question, Anthony. We like fun, non-football related questions here too on Pix Six. Make sure to follow me at Tatum Everett on Twitter to submit your question. I usually call for them again on Sundays and Mondays. We hope to see your question end up on our show. For now, we're gearing up for the Vikings-Bills on Sunday. Kickoff is at noon.